Good morning, students. In previous class, we have discussed about dihybrid class. What is the dihybrid class? What are the ratios of F1 generation in phenotype or genotype, and ratios of F2 generation, and that all the things we have discussed, and the derivations of Mendel's principles like law of dominance, law of segregation, and law of independent assortment. These are the concepts we have discussed in last classes. Now we are going to discuss how the genes are inherited. So traits are inherited we have discussed. Now we are going to discuss inheritance of genes. Means how the genes are transferring. So that is what we are going to discuss. So inheritance of trait genes. Inheritance of genes. So as you know that inheritance means what? Transmission. So what is transmission is occurring or what is transferring occurring? The transfer of genes from parents to the offspring. Their characters we have discussed. The transfer of character as we have seen. So here what is transferring here? The inheritance of genes, that is transfer of genes from parents to the offspring. Then what it is called? Inheritance of genes. As we know that, so during sexual mode of reproduction, what is happening here? The exchanging of genetic material is occurring. So what is happening here? Exchanging of genetic material during what mode of reproduction? Sexual mode of reproduction. So if you observe, so transfer of genes from parent to the offsprings or progeny, that is what we call as inheritance of genes. So these inheritance of genes, as we have seen that the genes which are essential in the expression of the characteristics that are usually we are getting from the parents. So as we have seen that the genes, as we have seen, they are located on DNA. Why? Because the DNA segments or functional unit of the DNA, what we call as genes. These genes which we have got, they are usually found in set. They are not found in single. Why? Because we are getting half set of the genes from father and remaining half we are getting from the mother. So that is from maternal as well as paternal. That is from mother side or from the father side. Any side of the parents we are getting the set of genes. That's what the genes which are usually found in the form of set. They are not a single. They are found in set. That is usually either dominant character expressed or recessive character is expressed. That is depend upon the time of genetic expression. That gene, whether it is the father side gene is going to express or from mother side gene is going to be expressed. That's what the gene expression or their suppression are, that is depend upon the time of activation of gene functioning. That is what the genes we are obtaining from the parents which are in set. So as we have seen that the last inheritance given by the Mendel, what is that? Independent assortment. So for example, this is one chromosome. So according to Mendel, what he said, if a gene, for example, this is one gene present on chromosome. So the alleles usually in a set. So if the alleles are present alternatively on the chromosome, alternatively they are present on the chromosome, they are usually helps in segregation and usually follow the rule of law of independent assortment. In case of the same set of genes, for example, this is one gene coding for the tallness of the plant and another gene is present here. This is also coding the same, that is short of the plant. So on the location of different places, what is happening here? The genes during the zygote formation, they would not get independently separate and after that they do not associate. If they are present, alternatively what is happening here? They are usually going to be independently assortment is going to be occur. And these type of genes which are found on different location of the gene, they are called as linkage. linked genes. Why? Because they do not follow the independent assortment principle. They do not follow the linking. That is, they do not blend. Here this is one location and this is in different location. How these two to get exchange or blend? So it is not possible. That's what these type of genes are called as linkage genes, which do not usually follows that law of independent assortment. And what type of? The set of genes which are present alternatively, they only follow that law of independent assortment. As we have seen that the offsprings, so as we know that the offsprings which are consisting of during zygote formation. So what is happening here? Half of the genes are coming from the parent and half of the genes are coming from the mother, and the total number of chromosomes should be 2n. That is diploid condition. So what is the nature of that zygote is diploid? Why? Because it consisting of two nucleus which are derived from, half is from mother and another is from the father. So the double nucleus condition, which is called as a diploid cell, and generally it is in 2n nature. So in case of either cell or the zygote is not receiving equal number of genes from both the parents, so that is a haploid n condition, and which do not allow us to follow the equal number of chromosome set or gene set to follow the different various concepts of the Mendel. That's what the chromosome number or genes, the chromosome number which is found in zygote, it should be 2n condition, that is in diploid condition. If it is not in diploid condition, means they do not get segregate and they do not get the equal number of chromosomes. That is important. Now, how these genes are functioning? That is what we have to. As we know that we have seen in the reproduction, the importance of the DNA. So what you have seen there? So, for example, so this is a set of chromosome, and this consisting of functionality called as gene. So what is happening there? So from these genes are coding the tallness of the plant. What is the function of this gene? Is codes the tallness of the plant. So if these genes are start functioning, what is happening here? These genes which are started functioning, they allows to synthesis of proteins. As we know that, what is the function of the DNA? DNA helps in the synthesis of proteins. We have discussed. So these proteins are synthesized. So DNA helps in synthesis of proteins. So as we know that the functional form of the protein is called as enzyme. The functional form of the protein, what it is called? Enzymes. So these enzymes which are synthesized or secreted by the functioning of the DNA, this helps in enzymes allows in production or activation of the plant hormones. What is the function is? Why? Because the growth of the plant is depend on amount of hormone secretion. That is plant hormone. So the plant hormone which are now functioned by the activation of enzymes, they are causes to produce or synthesize or secretes the growth hormone called as auxins. So growth hormone. Why? Because we are discussing about the only growth of the plant. We need tall plant. For the tallness of the plant, what is important? The DNA should start production of a synthesis of proteins. These proteins usually functioning called as enzymes. This helps in the activation of growth hormone, which is called as auxins. What is the growth hormone called? Auxins. So these auxins start secreted. They allows in growth of the plant in tall nature. That is the way in which we can see the functioning of the gene which is present on the chromosome. So how the genes are functioning means For example, the tallness of the plant you have taken. The gene which codes the tallness of the plant, first they start production of synthesis of proteins. These proteins, as we know that functionally they are called as enzymes. These enzymes helps in synthesis or secretion of plant hormone, which helps in growth of the plant. And the growth hormone is nothing but auxins. These auxins start secreted, they allows in growth of the plant in height. If the plant is not secreting the growth hormone auxin, the plant will not grow in tall and it will be dwarf or short plant. That is what the growth of the plant, that is the tallness or shortness of the plant is depends on amount of growth hormone secretion. So this secretion of growth hormone is dependent on functioning of the enzymes. These enzymes are functioning because of the proteins. These proteins are produced by the DNA, and these proteins which are helps in growth of the tallness of the plant. If these proteins are not synthesized the growth hormone, the plant will be short plant or dwarf plant. That is what we can see that the way in which the functioning of the gene helps in the expressing of the characters. This is what inheritance of genes and the functioning of the gene. Next concept we will discuss about another important concept is sex determination. So what is sex determination? Whether it is useful or harmful. How it is helpful. So sex determination. So, what is sex determination? So, sex determination means we are knowing earlier in the life of the new offspring, whatever it is, that is gender, whether it is male or female, that is estimation or determination of the gender of new life. Gender, what is it is male or female? That gender we are going to estimate or determine earlier in the beginning of the life. That is, after formation of embryo, immediately we can determine whether the newborn baby will be girl or a boy. That type of calculation or estimation of the gender of offspring is called as sex determination. So, the sex determination is maybe it is useful, sometimes it is harmful. How, in what way? So, if you observe, the determination of the sex is different from one organism to another organism. From one species to another species, the sex determination is showing the variation. So, in some species like snail or other insects, the determination of sex is depend on environmental factor. So, how it is happening? Because of the temperature is playing a key role. The temperature is playing a key role in the determination of sex of the some species of the animals. For example, we can take snail. So, in case of snail, if snail is attached to the female, it becomes into male. If it is detached from the female, again it comes to the male. That is what we can see that how it is happening because of the environmental factor makes them to change their sex. That's what in some species of the organisms, the sexual determination is not dependent on chromosome or based on genes. That is what we have to remember. In case of human beings, as we know that the human beings are animals consisting of totally 23 pairs of chromosomes. How many pairs are there? 23 pairs or 46 chromosomes. 23 pairs or 46 number of chromosomes. How many pairs of chromosomes means 23 pairs? How? What is the number of chromosome means? Number of chromosome means 46. So, what is the pair? What is the pair of chromosome is 23 and what is the number of chromosome is 46. So, in the 23 pairs of chromosomes of higher organisms like human beings, so 22 pairs of chromosomes are called as, what they are called? Allosomes. Allosomes. What they are called? Allosomes. And these are found vegetative parts, means other than reproductive gametes. That is remaining other parts of the body where the cell is present. In all the cells, these allosomes, 22 pairs of allosomes are present. But in case of gametes, so in gametes there is one pair of chromosome is present, and usually they are called as autosomes. So, how many pairs of allosomes are there? 22 pairs of allosomes are there. How many pairs of autosomes are there? One pair of autosomes are there. Now, so these allosomes, they are not playing any role in sex determination. Autosomes are playing a key role in the sex determination. That is we are going to discuss. So, this one pair of autosome chromosomes, if we take in case of male, they consisting of X, Y. In case of female, they are X in condition. See, according to Mendel, we have seen that if a pair of allele is same or if the pair of allele is different, what do they are called? If the pair of allele is not same, that is called as heterozygous. If the pair of alleles is same, what it is called? Heterozygous, another one is homozygous. So, here both chromosomes, that is X and Y. If you see here, in this pair of chromosomes, male consisting of two different set of chromosomes, and here male consisting of both are same. Now, during sexual determination, what is happening here? So, if you observe the sexual determination, how it is occurring in human beings, as we have seen that X, Y is male and female is X. As we all know that the law of segregation, as we know that what is law of segregation is segregation of these gametes is occurring. This is or not? So here X is separate and Y is separate. Now here both are common. You can take two separate chromosomes or you can take only one chromosome. Both are same set. So X chromosome. So during the sexual determination or after sexual intercourse process, we have seen that the releasing of sperm cells into the female body. If the female body's sperm cells they carry out X chromosome. If the X chromosome is released and fuses with the zygote, with the egg cell which is consisting of X chromosome. And what is the combination is X. If it is X condition means what it is, male or female. If it is X in pair means it is female. In case of during sexual intercourse, during the formation of zygote, so if the sperm cell carries Y chromosome, if the sperm cell carries Y chromosome, so what is happening here? This Y chromosome is goes and fuses with another X chromosome of the female and the pairs and forms as what do they form? XY. If the pair of chromosome is XY, what is it? Male or female? It is male. So what is happening here? You see, due to the presence of heterozygous condition of the male and the female consisting of homozygous chromosome during the zygote formation, if X chromosome is fuses with X chromosome of the female, it will be female body. The embryo or young one or offspring or progeny, it will be female. And during zygote formation, if Y chromosome is fusing with X chromosome of the female, and the offspring will be XY chromosome and it will be male. And finally, by the seeing of this flow chart, we can come conclusion one. What is that? If the sperm cell is carrying different types of chromosome during the zygote formation, that is showing impact on the offspring of the organism. So what is happening here? The male body, that is male organism, is playing a key role in the sex determination. Because of the sperm cells carries X means XX and it will be female, and if the sperm cell is carrying Y and its zygote will be XY and XY combination is male. So who is determining the gender of the offspring? Male. It is not dependent on female. So the gender of an organism, that is offspring, is determined due to the variation of the chromosome shown by the male organism. So this kind of estimation or determination of the gender of offspring, that what it is called as sex determination, which is carried out early in the embryonic development stage. When the zygote start developing into morula, from it is developed into zygote. During this zygote not embryo. During this embryonic development stage, we can estimate the nature of the offspring. That is what we can say. This estimation of the male or female of offspring is sometimes